This is not a knock on Sam Darnold. This is, if I'm drafting these quarterbacks in the NFC, I take all of them before I take him.
Lamar, myself, Dak.
Joey B.
No, he didn't really play last year.
Off of last
And
year.
then Hurts.
Dak,
Yeah, bro.
Dak,
Dak, that boy. Y'all not gonna say that because he ain't won the big one yet.
You said Matthew Stafford?
Yeah,
he's
Matthew,
the
but
Cowboys
he
thing.
was top five last year.
Cowboys thing.
Bro, you gonna put Dak Prescott in there over Joe Burrow?
Let me pause it right here. At some point, I'm going to have to do a video ranking my top 10 quarterbacks because when we go through this, I'm going to say, like, is this guy a top 10 quarterback? I don't know yet because I haven't done the rankings in a while. So I'm going to put a pin here. My first video of the offseason, we're going to rank the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, not including rookies.
Here, Indiana move. We from Indiana move. We from Indiana move. I'm an Indiana move.
Touchdown, I-N-D-Y. And he lost the ball. There's a fumble. Who's got it? The officials say the Colts do. Lobs it way downfield, intercepted, coming forward and making the INT for the Colts in the back end. To see the Colts win Super Bowl. Hey, win on three. 1, 2, 3, win!
Welcome back to the channel. This is Marcus Sniffles, and you already know what we're doing. We're not going to waste any time. We're just going to get right into our top 10 quarterbacks of the season. I promise this will be the first video of the offseason, and that is what we're doing. I don't know how people are going to feel about this, but I stand by it. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. If you have a problem with my list, I want you to put your top 10 quarterbacks in the comments before you talk about my list. So before we get started with this list, let me give you my criteria for these quarterbacks, the things that I value. Your performance in the regular season and in the playoffs, your numbers, stats, and a little bit of projection and your potential. Those are the things that I value. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 10, Justin Herbert. Now I know. Justin Herbert is terrible in the playoffs. He's awful. One of the worst playoff quarterbacks probably of all time. But in the regular season, he is amazing. He is awesome. I love his arm talent. I love his deep ball ability. And this past season, he ran the ball a little bit more than normal, and I really like to see that out of him. So Justin Herbert is number 10. Number 9, Super Bowl champion, Sam Darnold. Welcome to the club. Now, he did lead the league in turnovers last year, but come playoff time, he played well. 0 turnovers the entire playoffs, and he went band for band with the MVP, Matt Stafford, and beat him, outdueled him. So, Sam Darnold, number 9. Number 8. Now, this one is where my potential and projection shows up. Caleb Williams. Now, he did have a pretty low completion percentage last year. But even with that, he balled out in fourth quarters, regular season and playoffs. If the game was even remotely close in the fourth quarter, he would turn up. Like every time. Like you go look at that fourth quarter in the playoffs against the Packers where he scored 21 points and put up like 200-something passing yards. Yeah, I get the completion percentage is low, but we can coach that up. If you already tell me that you're clutch and you're a gamer and that you're going to show up in the fourth quarter, we'll live with the stuff that happens in the first 3 quarters. Number 7, Jordan Love. Now, this one hurts because Jordan Love should have been an Indianapolis Colt, but we'll talk about that later. The reason why I love Jordan Love's game is that he's a deep ball merchant. He's not here to check down. He's not here to toss it over the middle. He's going long. And I like when quarterbacks do that. He is more so the playoff version of Justin Herbert. Like he has the size, the arm talent, and the mobility. He just performs a little bit better in the playoffs than Justin Herbert. Number 6. Now, this is obviously this is way too low. Personally, way too low for 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson. But he was hurt last year. And he was kind of had an off year. The Ravens missed the playoffs, and he just didn't have his best year. I'm assuming that's based on injury, but if I'm being completely honest, Lamar Jackson is, in my opinion, one of the most feared quarterbacks to watch as a fan of another team. Like when Lamar Jackson's on the field, you never know what he's going to do because he could literally beat you in any way with his arm, with his legs. He's one of the best passing quarterbacks of all time. He is the best rushing quarterback of all time. But I can't ignore him being injured last year and his team missing the playoffs. So when we do this again next year, I'm willing to bet that he'll be at least, at minimum, top 3. Number 5. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys something. About 90% of you guys that watch this video are not subscribed to the channel. Don't be a weirdo. Subscribe to the channel. Don't be part of the 90%. Be a part of the 10%. And let's get that 10% to 90%. So 90% of you guys that are watching are actually subscribed. That would help me out a lot. Cost you nothing. It's free and I'd appreciate it. I'm throwing Trevor Lawrence in there. Trevor Lawrence had a career year as far as touchdowns. And with this new offensive head coach that he has and the receivers and the weapons that they're putting around him, Trevor Lawrence, he showed up and he played well. Like he low-key dominated. He was in the MVP conversation. Big arm, mobility. I'm big on the big, strong quarterbacks that can run, and he's one of the best at doing that. Number 4, Josh Allen, the DEI MVP. Although he is a big, massive turnover machine, he also is a gamer come playoff time, especially in the first round. He tends to play well. Now, like I said, he does have a turnover problem. Last year, it came back to bite him in the butt come playoff time. But for the most part, Josh Allen is going to show up with little to no help. Who's the fantasy wide receiver that you take from the Bills? Who? Who would you take? Who would you want on your fantasy team? Even with a waiver wire pickup, who would you want? Exactly. Number 3, the person that came in second place in the MVP voting, Drake May. This is the big, big, big potential one. He's like under 23, big, strong, fast, mobile, and he's accurate. He led the league in completion percentage, and he has one of the best deep balls in the NFL, if not the best. And again, I will ask, name a wide receiver that you would want on your fantasy team from the New England Patriots. Now imagine if they were to get someone like A.J. Brown or Jalen Waddle, any kind of receiver with a pulse. Drake May is going to have a big year next year. Number 2, Matthew Stafford, MVP of the league. Quote unquote potential first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't agree with that, but that's what people are saying. But he is one of those quarterbacks that's going to show up in the big moments. In the big moments. Like if you look at the recent Super Bowl we just had, the Seattle Seahawks were put on the most dominant defensive performance we've seen since probably the 2000 Ravens. Like they completely turned Drake May into nobody. Seattle's defense was one of the best defenses of all time if you take out the stats that Matthew Stafford put up on him. In his MVP season, in the final game of the regular season, Matthew Stafford threw for over 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. In the playoffs in Seattle, he threw for over 370 yards with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. Matt Stafford slices and dices the best defenses up on a regular basis. So he's my number 2 quarterback. And number 1, the best quarterback in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. Now you might be saying, hey, what happened to, he didn't have any stats. His stats weren't great. His team missed the playoffs like Lamar. He got hurt like Lamar. He didn't really play well last season. How is he the number 1 quarterback in the NFL? I will tell you, and I will explain it to you without even using stats, numbers, metrics, or anything. When the playoffs started, what was everybody saying? The playoffs are wide open. Josh Allen, here's your time to get a ring. Matt Stafford, here's your chance to get another ring. The playoffs are wide open. The AFC is wide open. Anybody could come out of the AFC. Do you know why they were saying that? Because Patrick Mahomes was injured and missed the playoffs. That's what you call the best quarterback in the league. The idea that him not being there made it to where everybody felt like they had a chance in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl, especially in the AFC. Yeah, you're the best quarterback in the league when that happens. You made it this far. If you have not liked the video at this point, what are you waiting for? Just like the video. Hit the like button right now. I'm talking to you. Make sure you like the video and subscribe and drop a comment. All that stuff. This is a threat. Not a threat, a warning. But it could be a threat. Just do it. How does this top 10 list of quarterbacks relate to the Indianapolis Colts? Where does Daniel Jones fit into all this? If we're talking about quarterbacks that made the playoffs in the AFC, how many of those quarterbacks do you know in your soul and in your bones that Daniel Jones is better than? For me, Aaron Rodgers, Bo Nix. Daniel Jones is better than those two guys in the AFC. Aaron Rodgers might not be here in the AFC next year, but he is for sure better than Bo Nix. Now, if we're going to talk about Daniel Jones being better than Bo Nix, there are a bunch of quarterbacks that made the playoffs that are better than Daniel Jones at the quarterback position. C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Justin Herbert. That's 4 quarterbacks that Daniel Jones is not better than. What about the quarterbacks that didn't make the playoffs? Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and oh yeah, Josh Allen is in there. Another quarterback that I forgot to mention. So now that it's the offseason and we have to talk about paying this quarterback, in just the AFC, there are 8 quarterbacks better than Daniel Jones in the AFC. C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow, all better than Daniel Jones. Are you sure you want to pay him $30 to $40 million a year? Are we absolutely sure? We're going to pay a quarterback. I'm not talking about he's not top 10 in the NFL. I'm talking about just the AFC. There are that many quarterbacks better than him. And there's no question about it. And even if I think that he's better than Bo Nix, there are people that question that. There's some people that would argue that Bo Nix is better. But we're going to pay $30 to $40 million for him. I don't know, guys. I'm just going to put it on the record. I would be perfectly fine with rolling with Riley Leonard for $1.5 million and using that money elsewhere. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We're here every Monday dropping videos, 7 in the morning, Colts content. We'll be here all throughout the offseason. And I'll see you on the next one. Go Colts.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.